All right, ladies and gentlemen, he's a fan favorite here on the show. Y'all, please help me welcome back CNN political analyst, attorney, and New York Times best-selling author Bakari Sellers. Hey, Bakari, good morning.
Good morning. How y'all?
Man, we are good this morning. I saw that press conference on yesterday, and I know that you've been in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, working with the legal team, representing the family of Andrew Brown Jr. And as we know, Mr. Brown was killed by sheriff's deputies, a bunch of cowboys, last Wednesday. And this past Monday, the Brown family members and attorneys were shown just 20 freaking seconds of the video. So my question is, where do things stand with the releasing of all body cam videos? And tell us about the video from the city that was released yesterday, showing a group of police arriving on a pickup truck wearing tactical gear.
So there are a few things. We're going to get home cooked this morning in court about this video. We have a hearing at 10 or 10:30. The district attorney is going to say that he doesn't want the video released. I mean, I just don't want people's expectations to be raised. I mean, we're not getting that video today, I don't believe. We're going to make an argument, but we believe that we have to go to the Court of Appeals. In fact, I'm a little bit disappointed that the state law is such that the grieving family has to make an argument to release the video of their loved one killed, which is just backwards. The video yesterday that was released from the city actually shows a great deal. It shows that the actual interaction in video with Andrew Brown Jr. was probably not much more than 30 seconds. The jump out boys, or the Red Dogs, as they were called in Atlanta back in the day, they pulled up, and before they even stopped the truck fully and everybody was off the truck, Andrew Brown was in the car, and they opened fire and shot him. His hands were on the steering wheel. Shot him 4 times in the arm. After getting shot, then he attempted to back up, and he even at that point still didn't put the cops in any danger. He tried to drive away. They chased him down with ARs, and the kill shot was a bullet to the back of the head.
Wow.
So what were the results of the family's independent autopsy?
It showed us what we thought, but we wanted to confirm it, which is that he was killed with a gunshot to the back, and we knew it was in the back. And, one of the things you look for in these cases is whether or not an individual was shot in the front or in the back. In the front, officers can always, and I'm getting and making the sausage now, but in the front, officers can always make the assertion that somebody was coming for me or I fear for my life. But there's never an excuse to shoot anyone from the back. Absolutely never. The law is not on your side with that. And we knew that, but we just had to prove it. And since they're not giving us nothing, we had to ship the body overnight from Elizabeth City to Boone, North Carolina, to get an independent and have the family pay for an autopsy.
What? So do we know anything about the officers that retired, resigned, or took a leave of absence following this incident? And Special K got a question for you, Diggs.
Yeah, I mean, we know they still getting paid, and we know they chilling. I mean, that's about all I know right now. Wow. They won't tell us. This is one of the most unique circumstances I've ever been in. But let me also say this: shout out to the city of Elizabeth City, because the city manager, the chief of police, everybody in the city have been great to deal with. It's the county attorney that cursed me out, and it's the county sheriff in his office that are just kind of stonewalling us as we go forward.
Okay, so Bakari, and I swear this starting to feel like Groundhog Day. It seems like every week we're doing this. The question here is, what's the law in North Carolina relating to deadly force by sheriff deputies, and does it mean anything now that the FBI is investigating?
So the law in North Carolina is bad when it comes to the release of body cam. But the law in North Carolina in terms of the actions of the sheriff's deputy, we believe that there was criminal activity. Now, the interesting part is you got to get a district attorney in North Carolina to pursue that and file those charges. These are the same district attorneys that work with the same sheriffs, that work in the same communities, that make their cases every day. They're friends with them. They know them.
They're in the same building.
They literally are in the same building. Are in the same building. So that's an uphill battle. We've asked for an independent prosecutorial body. The governor asked for independent, but I doubt this guy's going to give it up. So, I mean, here we are. I will tell you that I've never been in just a conundrum of bad law before like I am in Elizabeth City. It's just bad law all around. I mean, when I tell you you're getting home cooked, you're getting home cooked.
Oh, yeah.
And
Bakari, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, your phone was going in and out. But so, Bakari, I know that the FBI Civil Rights Division is also doing an investigation. Do the FBI have any power over this case, or what can they find out? Like,
Yeah. We don't have look, I'm glad the FBI is there. They can bring charges, but the standard is so high that I doubt that this would rise to that level. I'm unsure.
Right.
But that's another investigative body. We're just glad somebody's providing oversight to the sheriff's department. Let me be as blunt as I can, Ricky, and everybody in the studio this morning. The same sheriff's department that murdered Andrew Brown Jr. is the same sheriff's department that collected evidence on the murder they just committed.
Right. A total conflict of interest. And so who do we Bakari, who do we put pressure on to get things shaken? Who people need to email, write letters to, who's
I think that people need to reach out to the district attorney in Piscataway County and where Elizabeth City is. I think that people need to focus on their United States senators, because we got to pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act so this doesn't jump off in the first place. Right. So, I mean, there's a lot we can do. I'm tired of marching, protesting, and burying our loved ones. I think we got to start making these changes in the halls of Congress and city halls and in state legislatures.
Now I'm watching the press conference yesterday. So the guys with the the red, black, and green flags, what was they yelling out, and who were they mad at?
They were just yelling, man. They were mad at Ben, and I was like,
mad at Ben for what? And that's what I'm trying to find out. What everybody mad at Ben Crump and Reverend Al for? That's what I'm because the families
get it. Like,
the families called them
to Ben. That's right. The family reached out to Ben and called him. Like, Ben doesn't just show up. In fact, Ben and me, we tired of doing this work. You think Ben want black folks to die? And the other thing I got to say this morning is, like, people don't know the work that Ben does behind the closed doors. They don't know the contributions he makes to different organizations that need help. They don't know how he's working with Tim Scott and Karen Bass and Kamala Harris to get laws passed. I mean, he's a shoulder. He's back there breaking down with family members. He has to deal with all this grief and carry it. So I don't know what they were yelling at.
Some people out there so ignorant of the law, they thinking that Ben is losing cases. Ben is not the prosecutor in these different counties. He represents the family, and the families call him. Man, you ought to see the way people talk about Ben Crump and Reverend Al online. I mean, he could be out here practicing law with a private law firm or whatever and making millions and millions of dollars. This man sit up here and get death threats every day, and I'm sure after yesterday, Bakari, you'll be getting a lot of them as well. From these racist, Trump-supporting rednecks out here that's just racist to the core. And, it's just absolutely awful, man, how we do our own people that's sitting up here trying to help us and trying to, get laws passed to protect us. And they did Dr. King the same way. And if you want to go back to the Bible days, that's just what we do and how we operate as a culture. And it's absolutely disappointing that people would show up to a press conference and be yelling out at you and Ben for the fact that you had to stop talking about the case to address them. It just wasn't productive, and we are our own worst enemy.
We're not gonna stop, man. Look, I've gotten death threats. I posted some of the ignorant stuff that people have sent me on Twitter. I've also, the county attorney cursed me out on Monday. Told me he wasn't going to effing be bullied, and I've never been talked to like that before in my professional capacity. And so, look, we know it's an uphill battle, but we're not going to stop fighting for Khalil. for Gerard and for the 5 minor children of Andrew Brown. I mean, I'm not worried about anything else but trying to get this family justice.
There it is, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Bakari, let everybody know how they can follow you on social media.
Bakari_Sellers on Twitter and Bakari Sellers on IG. And then I hope that you guys mention my name and the family's name and some prayers because we need it in Elizabeth City.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much for always making the time in your schedule to talk with us, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all give it up. Show your love for Bakari Sellers. Thank you, man. Be safe.